It's really profound in thinking about how much a single person like Tom Fogarty has impacted medicine.
There's not a surgeon trained, I would say, anywhere in the world that probably doesn't know that name.
I don't know anybody who has had a greater impact on the lives of people that he's really committed himself to over time.
Dr. Fogarty inspires me, has always challenged me, and makes me laugh a lot as well.
Some people think I've accomplished a fair amount. I guess I have.
One of the things that's most unique about Dr. Fogarty is just the way he thinks. He has this incredible curiosity.
I think failure is often a preamble to success.
His mind works differently than a pure clinician or a pure engineer because he's got both sides working together.
Dr. Fogarty is the grand poobah of medical device development.
So I saw a lot of surgery at a very early age. I saw what worked and what did not work. One of the things that did not work was the attempt to take a blood clot out of an artery. And there's usually 3 operations. The first operation, which failed, and then the patient would come back the next day for a second operation trying to once again remove the blood clot from an artery. The third operation was an amputation because the 2 first operations did not work. So it became obvious that what we were doing at that time was not effective.
And the catheter really was the first vascular intervention that then went on to lead to coronary angioplasty and stenting and all catheter interventions that we do today.
The process really came to me almost as a light bulb going off. The concept was you had to put a catheter in an artery and you had to pull the clot out. I thought maybe a balloon would do this.
He takes conventional thought into consideration, but he doesn't let it constrain him in how he looks at solving a problem.
So you would put an instrument down called a catheter, and on the end of the catheter you have a balloon. And as you began to extract the catheter system, you would inflate the balloon, and that would pull all the blood clot with it and out through the incision.
Once Dr. Fogarty developed this catheter, and even though this seems like it's a fairly simple thing, this allowed them to remove thrombus from a vessel in the leg and allowed them to actually save a limb.
Everybody thought it was a crazy idea. It wouldn't work and it was dangerous and some young kid was messing around. I did not listen to the thinking of that day. I was contrary.
He didn't seem to have preconceived notions about how things worked or how they should be or what the possible solutions are to a given problem.
He's always focused on the goal of getting a better product available for patients.
It was a step along a path that has led to angioplasty, stents, many other areas of less invasive medicine, just because of how he had taught us to look differently at these clinical problems.
From the very beginning, the Fogarty catheter and Edwards have been one.
Dr. Alstar recognized the benefit of a less invasive procedure, and he introduced me to Lowell Edwards. And that began a relationship with Edwards Lifesciences.
The partnership between Dr. Fogarty and Edwards Lifesciences has been incredible through the years. He was actually one of the founding fathers of Edwards Lifesciences with the second technology that Lowell Edwards began to manufacture.
Tom's been involved with Edwards Laboratories since its founding and has contributed products, guidance, moral support.
So we still manufacture the catheter today as we did 50 years ago, and the fact that it's been around for 50 years is just incredible.
Todas estas piezas, nosotros los winders la inflamos una a una para nosotros verificar que ese globo está bien hecho.
The Fogarty balloon catheter is a great example of how physicians and industry working together can make something really beneficial happen to improve patient care.
We also have a relationship that goes well beyond the Fogarty catheter. Just because of our interest in the great work that Dr. Fogarty does, we now have a philanthropic interest in helping him with the Fogarty Institute.
Like many things, the Institute for Innovation really was born out of necessity. To make something work in the field of medical technology, you need a lot of help from a lot of people.
These young innovators don't have the means and the resources to bring these new therapies to the market. And that's where the Fogarty Institute for Innovation really makes a difference.
What the Institute's primary purpose is to help them get to commercialization.
Crazy ideas that come up anywhere or drawn up on the back of a napkin can make it to the marketplace in some kind of a reasonable way so that they can really help patients.
And that takes money. And because of our relationships, we're usually able to raise that either through donations or raising money from industry by way of a startup that they will invest in.
It's such an amazing story that it's hard to believe. I know the person who did that. It's really incredible.
Young surgeons should care about the Fogarty catheter and the story, because it's a shining example that one person can make a huge difference. One person can change the way healthcare is provided around the world.
Hey, Tom, on behalf of myself personally and all of the employees of Edwards Lifesciences over the last 50 years, thank you so much for the contribution that you've made to our company, to medicine, and to the many patients that your innovations have treated. It's truly been a pleasure to be your partner, and if there's one thing that we wish is don't stop doing what you do. Keep pushing, keep innovating, keep changing the world. We really appreciate it.